Hello everyone, this is Jamerica 5288. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Day is almost over for me. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And guess what? The tomato, remember the small, medium, large tomato plat that we planted about 10 days ago? I think, maybe a week ago. Well, they're ready. Hello everyone, this is Jamerica 5288. Today we're going to talk about tomatoes. Remember we planted these about 7-10 days ago? Well, they're here. They are here. We have our small here, which are our spoon tomatoes from Baker Creek or rareseeds.com. Then we have the medium tomatoes, which are the cherry tomatoes. And then there's, the larger cherry tomatoes. I got them all on the same row. Then I have some Roma tomatoes right here and a couple of beefsteak tomatoes. So we are going to start with the big ones because they're closest to me. They're right here in this row. So the Roma tomatoes look like this. And the beefsteak tomatoes, their leaves are different. Look at that. So I know that they're different plants by the way they look. They look different. Roma tomatoes have a spiky leaf. See that? Spiky leaf. And the beefsteak tomatoes have a leafy leaf. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. So there I was last summer. I planted a bunch of tomatoes, but I waited too late. Now let me tell you what happens out here when it gets extremely hot in Texas. It's hot here now. So the blood pressure is high and things are bolting. The brassicas are bolting. But I'm not going to talk. I digress. Last year, I planted my tomatoes too late. The normal time where normal people in the United States or in the country would plant their tomatoes in, last year I was zone 8B. All the flowers fell off. If you do not, I think I got one tomato. If you do not plant your tomatoes as soon as spring hits in Central Texas, most likely, they won't die, but all the flowers will fall off. So get indeterminate. That's all I'm going to say. Because if you get determinate tomatoes, you're not going to get anything because they only bloom one time. Indeterminate, they keep on blooming. So get those. So I planted a couple of Roma tomatoes because, I got about 9 or 10 of them that came up because they work for me. And I planted some beefsteak tomatoes. I have never gotten a beefsteak tomato, but I refuse to give up. So I planted a couple of those. Then I planted some cherry tomatoes because those did well. I got those in early spring, and I got those as soon as the Texas sun broke around late August, early September. I got tomatoes all the way through to, I think December. We had a freeze. That's what got them because they were still producing to the very last minute. Until it froze out here. So I'm planting the same type of tomatoes, majority, with the exception of the beefsteak tomatoes. And that's just because I refuse to give up and I have the seeds. I bought the seeds and I'm going to use them. So maybe I'll get something one day. I'm keeping hope alive. I refuse to give up. I am a try and true gardener. So that is why I started these super early, January. That's when I started. Before February hit, because this is the beginning of February. So mid-January or end of January. I don't remember what date. Look, it's on the video. Y'all see. It hasn't been long, and they had their secondary leaves on it, which is why I'm potting them, because I know that the space is not enough for their roots to, spread out. This is not much. Well, this is better. At least they'll have their own separate pod. And this is just a tray that holds the cups at the supermarket or at the big box store. They give them away. They throw them in the trash. After you buy all of your seedlings, if you buy seedlings, those trays, you can use those. And that's what this is. And they give them to you because they consider them trash. They don't use them. If you go and buy a seedling tray, this is actually bigger than the seedling tray, and it's free. Just saying. It's up to you though. If you want to go on and spend about $9 for a seedling tray, you go right on ahead. Free is good to me, and I've had these since last year, so they last about 1, 2, 3 years. Who cares if you're getting them for free, right? I better keep my mouth shut. They might start charging for it, like Walmart starts charging for their pastry pails. They used to sell them for $1. Now they won't sell them at all. Oh man, we have to turn them back in. I'm like, all right, okay, maybe that's just my Walmart. I was like, y'all got some kind of thing going where you don't want the general public to buy any of your pastry buckets. That's just me being, you know, being Jamerica. I get mad when people tell me no, but I'm like, okay, especially when I know that it's supposed to be something that the public can buy. But, you know, I don't know what's going on sometimes. Everybody has their thing. Some people don't want nobody else to prosper. Only me, only I can move forward. That's how some people think that way. They don't want anybody else to, they don't want anybody to get, you know, close to what they are. They want everybody beneath them. All right. Let me get off that soapbox, huh? Let's go ahead and get these babies out. I'm using my finger. Move this over. Gonna scoop them all out. 2 or 3 of them at a time. And these are my Roma tomatoes. See that? And I'm gonna slowly but surely shake them apart without ripping off too much of their root. And I'm gonna put them in their own pot. That's one. That's 2. Soil doesn't feel the same, but I put some, it's a secondary soil that I put on blood meal, and I put, what did I put in here? I put blood meal, I put fertilizer, and then I went and got some alfalfa pellets. I think I put in there because I didn't have any sand. I needed to dry this thing out. And I sterilized this thing with hot water. So, and I believe because this is soil from outside that it's mixed with the regular, I could tell it's mixed with the regular soil because the soil we have out here is clay. So it'll kind of get this plant or these seedlings used to what I have outside, which is clay soil. The thing about clay soil is that it's nutrient dense, but when it dries out and it cracks. And when it gets wet, it doesn't let the moisture run through. It sits there. So once it gets wet, it stays wet for a while. And once it gets dry, it stays dry for a while. There we go, we got that one in. Cover up the roots, sweetie. There you go. This one. Put that in and cover it up. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see, you know, up close what I'm doing. I'm almost out of Roma tomatoes and I'm moving on to the base stick. I have about 3 more Romas and then I'll have 3 beefsteak. I'll get as many tomatoes as I can in here. The only ones that I'm concerned about separating are the super small ones because those are the ones that are going on the fence line where my chickens can stick their head through and eat them because they like them, the spoon tomatoes. So I'll move you closer. So I get a little seedling or a couple of them. There we are. And we'll put them right here where they're nice and comfortable. Move some of the soil out the way. Then I take the seedling and I gently move the soil away from the roots and try not to rip off a lot of the roots. See that? I got most of the root with that one. Make the hole wide enough for this thing to get buried. And then I make sure I cover up all of the roots. with the soil that I got from outside. There we are. Now tomatoes, you don't have to worry about planting them too deep. You see these little fur things on the side? Those will, if you bury them deeper than you should, these little fur things will develop roots. So I don't know if this is a tomato, but I don't think it is. So I'm gonna put it to the side. And I'm gonna take this one, move the dirt out the way, or the soil out the way, put the tomato plant in there and backfill it. I smell the tomatoes too. It's like they cry when you move them. So let's take some of this extra soil and put it back in the bucket. And we want to make sure that we keep our lines delineated so that when you water it, so that the roots don't jump over to another cell. We don't want that. We want them to have their own compartment and not to share a space anymore. So I move the soil out the way from in between compartments. Just to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. Moving on to the beefsteak. I can tell they're beefsteak because they look different. I'll pull one out and let you look at it. See the leaf, how round it is? Look at this one. See that? And look at that. Totally different leaf, different plant. Same family, different plant. So I'm shaking off some of the soil so I can get it into this pot. And here we are. Move some of this soil out the way. Put this one where you want it, or where I want it in the pod. And cover it back up. Make sure that all the roots are covered and not exposed. On to the next one. We're almost done with this row. I have 2 more left. And here they are. Last 2. So I'll take this extra soil and put it to the side. And try to separate these as gently as possible. There we go. They fall apart if you're gentle. They will fall apart on you, and you'll be able to get them out without, too much, putting the plant in too much shock. All right. Put that one right here. Stand it up straight and cover it up. On to the next. There we are. Cover it up. And that is it for our larger tomatoes. Moving on to the cherry tomatoes. Middle row, that's all cherry tomatoes. And the last row, those are our spoon tomatoes. So we're gonna work on this row. There's a lot of them in this row, huh? Let's get to it. Okay, moving on. There's a lot of them in here. I planted a lot, more than I anticipated. More than I expected, but it's okay. I can do this, I'm good at seedlings. Good with seedlings. All right, here we go. I don't know how many there are in here, but it's a lot. All right, this is one. So I'm trying to get it away because they're already starting to grow into each other. Move some soil out the way, put that in, plant it. Get this one, shake it a little bit. Shake it apart. Come on. They're stuck together. Okay, there it goes. Patience. There we go. Here's another one. I'll put it right here. Put it right there. Move this soil out the way. Okay. And let's do this. Let's see. Here we are. Oh man, I was a little bit too rough with that. I kind of smell it. It's all right. You can't win, you can't get even, and you can't get out of the game. Come on, come on. I'm just tickling it. I'm trying to unhinge these. The longer they were in here, the worse it would have gotten. So it's good I got them out while I did. And move this soil out the way. Close that up. All right. There's a pot here that I'm going to use in the beefsteak tomato roll because it's available, and I'm not going to just, ooh, there's a worm in here. I crushed him. I hope he's okay. Hope you're okay, Mr. Wormy Worm. He wasn't moving. Maybe he was playing dead. Okay. Separate that. Make sure you have a delineating line. You can see the lines in between these. That's what you have to do with these trays. Any of the trays that you buy, don't overfill them because the roots will jump and then they'll be connected where the line is. Okay, let me scoop some more out of here. I only have 3 spots in this tray, but I have other trays down there, so I'm not too worried. You get 3 out. And there we have it, 3. God is good. There we have it. Okay. There. And this is the next one. Put that there. And then the next one. Cover down. What do you say? Cover, recover. That's right, dress. Ready? Front. All right, so there we are. Just making sure everybody is in there and happy. Hopefully they stay happy. I like when plants are happy. You can tell. All right. 1 tray down. How much would that cost at the big box store? Huh? Next. Moving right along. I don't know what you rushing for. I didn't go out there. I gotta put the chickens up. It's getting dark. The dogs let me know because they want to go outside. Ouch. They want to go outside. So So they're like, wait a minute, it's getting dark. Hey, ma'am, you need to go out and do your duty so I can go and do my doggy duty. Parallel thinking. All right. Take all of this extra soil and mix it with the stuff I got from outside. I'll go out there in a second. All right, let me go and get my chickens to where they need to go, huh? Y'all wanna come with me? We can do this together. Philly. Why did you come out? You are not Philly. Chico, get back in. Chico in. Philly. And only Philly. You stay right here. How y'all doing, huh? Let's get some light in here, huh? Pop, life. What's the matter with your life? Pop. I don't want y'all sleeping in there. You know, my babies. Where's my coaching? Not my coachings. Where's my bantams? There they are. Excuse me. Oh. Y'all get up there. Y'all ran out of light so you can't get up there? Let's see. That's 2. Let's go, girl. Your turn. Come on now. Don't keep me waiting. That's 3. Y'all didn't know chickens could fly? They can fly. These big ones can't, though. Who else is gonna get there? I can't. Them 2. Well, Brown, she could get up there. She just being, that's what you get. Brown could get up there, but these 2, I clipped their wings, so I gotta put them up there. All right, Teresa. Girl, don't give me a hard time. Whatever. Hey. Come on. Get up there, girl. Man. Miss White. Everybody won't give me a hard time. Miss White. Get up there. Get off of me. There you go. Good night, cowboy. Beautiful girl. Let me get the other 2. Good boy. Oh. He always does that. Come on, Chico. Go to the bathroom. You don't want to stay with them? Figures. She never wants to stay with them. I hope you don't have to go. Got all kind of stuff on my feet. All right. All right. Let's finish planting these tomatoes. Just slide. Put on mud everywhere, girl. That's what you need to do. That's the ticket right there. More cherry tomatoes. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Got two that are stuck together, kind of, sort of. I'm just gonna gently move them apart. Put a hole in it. Dig a hole, make it wide. There you go. On to the next. Next one. There we go. Okay. There we are. We're moving on. Moving on quickly. This one is by itself. Move some soil out the way. Do that. Shut it down. Sometimes I don't talk a lot. A lot of times I don't talk a lot. I have to force myself to talk. I have all these thoughts that go through my mind, but I don't express them as much as I should. I'm getting better though. Getting better. You gotta be careful what you think in your mind. Sometimes self-talk is the worst critic that you could have. People can say things, and sometimes I think about and I analyze what people say, which I know is not right. Motives. I think about their motives, about why they would say certain things. And it could be anything. Generic, random comments, or just general talk. But I just always wonder where certain things come from and why people do what they do or say what they say. Some people feel like they have the authority to speak or judge, place judgment over other people's lives. And no one is infallible, remember that. No one. Judge not lest you be judged. So I try not to do that. And Jesus said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. You never know what a person's going through, so you gotta be careful. Very careful what you say to them. You don't know what's in their mind. I had some bad experiences where I said things that affected people, positive or negative. Sometimes you can say something, speak life into people, and sometimes it's the exact opposite. And you don't want that kind of burden on your life. So, if it has nothing to do with me, it's not affecting me, I plead the fifth. And I try not to judge them in my mind. Unless, it's just egregious. It's like something that they hurt somebody really bad and it's blatant. But if somebody makes a mistake, we all make mistakes. All of us. And no one is without sin. And that's one of the, I was watching a video on how he called them a witch, but I don't think it's a witch. I think it's just they speak negativity. They speak about negativity, and they think they have the authority to do it, or they think that they're doing the right thing when it's not. It's actually the opposite of what God wants you to do. Now, I'm not saying to stop somebody from doing wrong, because if you see somebody getting ready to do wrong, yes, of course, say something about it. But all this petty going back and forth and this person don't like me and I don't like that person, that is not of God. That is not of God. That is of Beelzebub. You weren't doing his work if you're doing that. I know we all have that voice. We all have that. There's always, everybody has their cross to bear, their burden. What is this? This is not a tomato. What are you? I'm gonna put this to the side. That's not a tomato. That's something else. All right. Now that I got rid of over that. Yeah, so you got to listen to the voices that you hear and what you think. When you think you're doing the right thing, sometimes you're not. When you're passing judgment over people, that's never good. Unless you're in a jury, you're supposed to do it. And even that, I don't even like doing that. Sometimes, the systems of man are not the greatest. Some people go to jail that shouldn't be in there. And some people who aren't in there are out here with us. So, but all that petty little stuff, no. Life's too short. And I'm not God. I'm not trying to be God. I want to be like God. And yes, Jesus went over there and flipped over some tables. There's gambling in front of the church and all that stuff. Yeah, but that was Jesus. He walked on water. I don't. Oh, man. So, you gotta be careful. Careful who you listen to. Careful who you take advice from. Be careful who criticizes you. Be careful of people who compliment you all the time. Or be careful who you judge. And you can be judging them like there's a halo effect. You ever heard of that? Halo? Where this person can do no wrong. That's the halo effect. Walk around looking like a little angel. And they're the main ones doing all the dirt. I'm just speaking from some experience, but not all of them. Hey, I said I'm not judging people. But everybody does something. Everybody has their demons that they're dealing with. Some people's are right up front in your face, and some people hide it well. I remember I was walking down the street with this guy, one of my coworkers. This freaked me out. And in Austin, we have these scooter people, you know, because they have scooters that you can rent. They have scooters that you can rent. You know what he said to me? I wonder what would happen if I just pushed one of those guys off that scooter. I was like, what? Is that what you're thinking about? Please don't do it in front of me. I don't want to go to jail. You don't push people off scooters. What's wrong with you? You have to laugh sometimes. So you never know what's going on with these people. Leave them alone. Everybody is not sane. And the ones that you think are sane are the ones that say stuff like that. Leave these people alone. Judge not, lest ye be judged. People will judge you. You will stand trial, just like you put those people on trial. It'll happen to you. I know from experience. Condemn people in my mind, and then people condemn me. Something different. So, the worst condemnation is the kind that's in your mind. There are parents who sometimes, in correcting their children, actually curse them. Because they say the same things to these kids over and over again until a child actually believes what they're saying. And it's not necessarily true. You know, you're not motivating them. Definitely not motivating them. You are speaking curses. So be careful what you say to people, about people. Be careful what you put out there. And there are spirits. There are familiar spirits, and then there are monitoring spirits. Monitoring spirits normally cannot gather information unless you speak it. Let the devil know what you're doing. Go ahead. How you think. Then he knows how to get you. All right, so I'm on my third tray. This is a little bit much. I did a little bit too much. Let me see here. I don't know if this don't look like they're tomatoes, but they might be because they're these little spoon tomatoes. They don't look normal either. They just bushy and they just grow wild. They're like, anybody ever had wild strawberries? That's what they look like. Wild strawberries are the best. They're like the best tasting strawberries I've ever had in my life. I don't know if there's anything better, but in my life, they were the best ones. Move this over. They're really wild strawberries, upstate New York. Oh my God. Best. The best. We used to find them in the fields where the cows were. I don't know how sanitary that was, but they're really small. Man, they were so good. Wild strawberries. Look it up. Delish. Just wanted to get off that, grim plateau I was on, or soapbox I was on. I just had to say that. I was accused of being judgy, and I guess I am a little bit judgy, but I'm trying. I'm working on it. You know, it's a difference between knowing something about yourself and working on it, and thinking that you're above any reproach. You know, I know this and I'm this. No. That's not godly. God is kind. God is good. God ain't making people feel bad about themselves. Condemning people. Well, he can condemn people, but you can't, because you are not God. You are not God. And condemning people is not godly. All right. Meanwhile, you in your prayer closet drinking a fifth of liquor or something. I don't know. Everybody got their cross to bear. Everybody has their demons. Everybody. Let me see here. Oh, no, I'm buried it. No, here it is. Oh, my little baby seedling. No. There you go, baby. I love you too. They said I love you. I heard it. You are not, I don't care how small you are. You are mine and I love you just as much. There you are. There you are. Here's another one. All right. These are my little spoon tomatoes. I don't have a lot of them. I just want what I got. Whatever came up is what I want. So I have a mission for these things. They have a job. They have a job to do. They already have a job to do. They just came into this world and they already have a job. There you are. There you are, sweetie. All right. Oh, Lord. All right. Just a little one on the side. Doing the gangster lane. I gotta get it. Just a minute. There you are. Now, what is that on my... Oh, no. The devil. Devil is doing his work. There it is. Shoot. Fungus net on my hand. Taunting me. All right, there it is. And this is one right here. See that? I want all of my babies. All of them. Now, I don't know what you are. You don't look like a tomato to me. Let me see. Do these leaves look the same? It might be. Let me go ahead and plant it. They might be. I'll be mad if I plant a weed, but I'll be mad if I just throw it away and it's not a weed. So. Got one more. One more suspect. Line up. All right. Okay, so I have everything planted. Super dirty table, but that's all right. It ain't the first time this table got dirty, and it won't be the last. I'll just clean it off. I'm glad I got a glass table because this thing is handy, handy. I'll go in the greenhouse, and it's a greenhouse that I haven't built yet. Woo! Did I lose a plant? I lost a plant somewhere. Let me put this here. Yeah, I lost plants somewhere. Anyway, everything's done. Let me put this right here. All right. This is Jamerica 5288, and this is my planting of the tomatoes. Let me show you what I got. Here we are. Do it yourself. Y'all take care, okay? Bye.